into today's video, I just wanted to let you guys know that today's video is in collaboration with my friend Caitlin over on YouTube and Instagram. Her channel is called Caitlin Marie, and she posts a lot of motherhood, lifestyle, cleaning videos, everything under the same umbrella niche as me. So if you guys want to go head over to her channel for a day in the life of a social media mom, then you guys definitely should go over there, and I will have her link down below for you guys. The last video that I did was all about working with brands on social media. So the video that I have for you guys today is all about killing the Instagram game. So I guess the first thing when it comes to Instagram and any social media platform at all is really trying to find and narrow down your niche. So a niche is basically a fancy word for categorizing your audience. So for example, my niche is motherhood and lifestyle type of videos. So my friend Kay on Instagram and YouTube, her channel is Spooky Stuff with Kay. So her niche would be true crime and horror stories. So obviously she's complete opposite from me, but just so you guys get a reference of what a niche is, we are on complete opposite ends of the spectrum in regards to niche. So a niche is basically something that people can know you for. So people know that when they come to my page, they will find stuff about my son, they will find stuff about motherhood. Then when they go to Kay's page, they can kind of rely on finding true crime stories and horror stories and all that kind of stuff. Then the next thing with Instagram is a bio. So when I say bio, I mean like you have your picture, all your numbers, and then you have like a description of your page or channel. So this is honestly very, very beneficial because when somebody first comes to your page, they can see exactly what you're all about just in that bio, and you have the opportunity to capture their attention just with those few lines. It's also really good in your bio to say exactly where you're from, especially if you are Canadian. I find that a lot of the time brands don't ship to Canada, which is very unfortunate. I've run into that a lot, or if they do, then the shipping is very expensive, and a lot of brands want you to pay for the duties, which is completely fine in some situations, but for the most part, when a brand reaches out to you, it's nice for them to know exactly where you're from, just to make sure to avoid all that kerfuffle at the very beginning. And then I also have two arrows pointing down to say subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then I have my link tree. So this is the next thing that I wanted to talk about, was a link tree or a milkshake or any of those type of link profiles. So basically a link tree is a free extension that you can have on your Instagram, so you can easily link all the things that you want to link. So then I have 5 different links that you are able to click on, one of which is obviously my YouTube channel, and if you don't have the swipe up feature, which is over 10,000 followers, then it's just a really nice, clean, aesthetic way to show links. So a big thing with Instagram is aesthetic. People go to social media because they like visuals. So my next thing is to find an aesthetic and stick to it. So when I say aesthetic, I mean a cohesive look to your pictures. And it really differentiates your page from a business page to a personal page. And that's a big, big thing when wanting to grow your page. Having a good cohesive aesthetic just gives the impression that you are serious about your page, you take it seriously, and that you're obviously passionate about the content that you produce. So a good way to get a good aesthetic is obviously good lighting. That's obviously a kind of a given, to be honest. But then the other thing is Lightroom Mobile. And I personally always thought that you had to pay like $80 a month for Lightroom, but the mobile one is completely free. So this is what I use for every single one of my pictures to give them kind of that cohesive look. Absolutely no means does my page look absolutely perfect. There's definitely more tweaking that I want to do, but for the most part, every single one of my pictures has the exact same type of filter on them, just to give them that nice, cohesive, business-like look. So when it comes to posting, this is where it gets kind of tricky, I guess. And this is where a lot of people think,
oh, it's so easy, you upload a picture and like, wait for likes.
Honestly, that's never been the case, that is not the case, and that never will be the case. Especially if you want social media to be your career like somebody like I do, you have to post consistently. And this is a lot easier said than done. And also trying to take pictures with kids is never that easy either. I have a collaboration coming up with a brand called Star Moon Apparel, and they are kids clothes out of Alberta, BC. So I tried so hard to take pictures of Charles, and my camera roll ended up looking like this because I could not get a picture to save my life. But basically, consistency is always key with whatever you do. So that leads me into my next point. You always want to put thought and care into your posts, like the actual content that you create and take, and you also really want to focus on the captions as well. So all things that pertain to the picture I use in a hashtag so people can find exactly what they're looking for and hopefully click on my picture. So like I just mentioned, you guys could see the analytics of that one picture. picture. And that is the next thing that I wanted to talk about, was working on improving your analytics. But basically, I have my Instagram profile set up as a business profile. So I'm able to click on view insights under any single picture and see all of the analytics from that picture. So from this insights from this post, I can see that I really need to work on my reach. And I can also see that 8 people have visited my profile. So this might seem a little bit weird that I would want to see all of that stuff, but when trying to grow your page and reach as many people as you can, it's very, very, very helpful to have those numbers in front of you to see exactly where you need to and want to improve. So like I mentioned, I normally get about 4,000 reach, but on this post, it's only been up for a day and I have 770. So basically what that tells me is I really need to go back and work on the hashtags and share the picture a little bit more to make sure that it reaches a broader audience for that brand. So this honestly all reverts back to exactly what hashtags you use. So I follow this girl that I've talked about before, and her name is Anna from Struck Blog. She is in my town as well. Like, she actually lives like 10 minutes away, but I've talked about her before in one of my previous videos, so I won't talk about her too much. But she did mention recently on social media that a lot of people forget the social aspect of social media. And honestly, that's my favorite thing about social media, is being able to meet and talk and engage and grow with other people. But a lot of people unfortunately forget that and just care about numbers. So my next 2 things are under the same category of social. So social media, you want to be social. It's literally in the name of what it is. And you want to network yourself amongst people. So obviously I have the group chat that I've been a part of for months now with the same girls, but they have been able to talk about my channel and I've been able to talk about their channel to other people and network them, and they've been able to network me. It's kind of a give what you get kind of situation. Especially as a stay-at-home mom, it's such a nice part of social media to be able to talk to people and really gain relationships with them. And the next thing in regards to social is to stay connected over on your stories. I post so much on my stories, it's honestly kind of embarrassing at this point. I feel like all of my stories are like little teeny tiny little bars because I just post so much. Use your stories to your advantage. For example, whenever I have a new post, like an Instagram post, I will post it to my story and write new posts, so then people can see that I posted a new picture and want to hopefully go and like that picture. I do a lot of hauls on my Instagram stories. I show a lot of Charles on my Instagram stories. I talk about brands a lot on my Instagram stories. I just use my Instagram, I don't know how many times I'm gonna say Instagram stories. I'm very sorry about that. But I just use my stories basically to vlog because I don't do it on YouTube. So my stories are basically just a big vlog. And another thing with stories that I really use to my advantage is if somebody that I've never spoken to before has an interesting story, I'll react or I'll comment back to that story to kind of spark conversation with that person and ultimately gain a relationship with that person. And I really try to do this as organically as I can. If somebody posts a picture of their kid that is actually funny, then I will respond to that with like a laughing face or something. If somebody posted like a picture of their dinner, I would never do something that made absolutely no sense just to get that connection. If I really like that story, or if I find it funny or informative or anything like that, I'll react to it just to start conversation. And then 9 times out of 10, that person will spark conversation with you as well. And then it's kind of just history from there. That's how I met a lot of people, to be completely honest with you, is through stories and reacting to other people's stories. So that was everything for today's video. I don't really know how long this video is actually gonna be, but I do obviously want to put this out there that I know that my page isn't perfect and that I don't have a perfect aesthetic or anything like that. But compared to what I was, compared to what I am now, I feel like I'm really starting to learn a lot more, and everything that I'm learning, I'm just wanting to share with you guys, and that's all I'm really trying to do. I went from 700 Instagram followers 3 months ago to 2,600 today and counting. So these are the tips and tricks that I've implemented into my page and my channel to try to grow to where I am now. You guys can always follow me on social media. Like I said, I post a lot of my Instagram stories every single day, so I will also have that link down below for you guys as well. Anyways, with that being said, I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!